It's nice to see you again in this video. So now I'm going to be showing you how hackers and other security researchers can perform our static analysis on a Android APK. Now this is where they can go on and see the backend of any Android application and see how does it communicate. This is where they can go on and extract out the URIs, endpoints and secret files from the Android application. Outside there, we have a lot of tools that we can use, and one of the commonest is MobFS. But in this video, I'm going to be showing you how we can use a tool like apkleaks to extract out our URIs, endpoints and secrets from our Android application. But before we start, this video is strictly made for educational purposes. You take full responsibility of your actions once you try to use this in a malicious way. Now this tool was developed using Python, whereby its installation is very simple. I'll be leaving this link in the description so that you can go on and try this application. Its installation, we can just come down just a little bit. As you try to see, we have our pip3 install apkleaks. But you can also go on and clone our GitHub to our local machine and make sure you install the requirements. But using this link here, it is quite awesome. So I'm going to just go on and copy that, come back here, and I'm going to paste this. But you can just come in front of your command. Let's remove this $sign. Now here, either we can use pip3 or we can use pipx. Now let me just go on and proceed with this. You see that we do have an error. So let me go on and copy this. We are going to run the same command again, but this time I'm going to paste that. So if I press enter, your package is going to be installed locally on your machine. But as you try to see here, for me, I already had this program installed on my Kali Linux, whereby everything was a bit fast. So clearing our terminal, you need to understand how can you use your application. Once the installation is done, you are going to just say apkleaks, and we can use just a -h so that you can see different flags that you can use. Now when you try to see here, we do have a -f that is for a file in case you are going to use a apk file. This is a must. And we also have a -o. This is for output in case you want to save the information that will be returned back to a text file, which later you'll be using to analyze more. Now let me move to the location where I do have my text file, which we are going to be using our study case. Now I'm just in my parent directory. I'm going to just move to my CD desktop, and on desktop I have a folder which is called new. Perhaps it is starting with a capital N. So if we clear this, I do have a application which is called IDM. This is a internet downloader on our Android application. So it is APK. Now when I list this is the application that we are going to be using in our analysis. To use our application, again, you can just say apkleaks. Then with our -f, I just missed a K. With our -f, you need to provide a application in the study case, and this one is going to be our idm.apk. Now in case you are to save this in a text file, this is where you can use a -o. So we can just say a -o. Then where do we want to save this file? You can provide a path. Perhaps I'm going to call this one idm2.txt. So if we press enter, this one may take some good time depending on how fast your machine is to extract out all the information from our Android application. As you try to see here, the decompiling of the application has started. Now what we can do is to give it just a few minutes and we wait for all the information to be extracted from our application. It took approximately 4 minutes for the application to extract out all the information from our Android application. So let's go through what was returned back. I'm going to go on and scroll back onto the top and look at all the content that was returned. So back here we see that this application, it has a Firebase. and we can also see our Google API key plus other information. Now when you try to see here, we do have IP addresses. Attackers tend to get a normal working application and inject a payload in it. In case you download any application from a site which is not legit, your information may be captured and sent to a certain server over the internet. You'll be able to see those IP addresses here. Now let's say if you are a security researcher, you might have a glimpse of the servers that are being used by the organization that you're working with. In case you see any IP address that you don't know, there is a possibility that an attacker injected a server into the application. Now if we scroll down just a little bit, you see we do have a couple of endpoints, but if we scroll down further, you'll be able to see a couple of websites which our application communicates to. Now if you try to see here, we do have these ones here, and let's scroll down. Now we have a couple of websites. Now if you try to read through, or you can go on and back up these endpoints so that you can go on and test one by one and see if they are legit, in case you're trying to test the security of the application in your organization. But when you try to see here, we have easy list downloads. Normally this is a website where we can get different domains that are normally used to sending ads. Now this application means it has a ads blocker. I see duckduckgo.com. A couple of links were returned back from our application. Now different tools can be used while performing our static analysis. You can also go on and use mobfs, whereby it has one which has a command line base and one which has a graphical base in the browser. Now when you try to see us, since we used a -o, our information was saved in a text file, which later we can use that to improve our analysis or trying to look deeper into the information that was returned back. Once again, this video is strictly made for educational purposes only. Now, in case you are interested to see more videos like this, please don't hesitate to give a thumbs up to this video, and you can also subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next video.